All right, Taurus, let's get started. In the first position, this is the situation, what's going on. We have the Wheel of Fortune. So congratulations, it's you have a major arcana in your first position, and the Wheel of Fortune is really just full success and luck, and everything's just going your way. You're having a really great time. You're feeling blessed. You've worked hard for it, and you feel very fortunate and lucky. And so I don't know what's going on in your love life right now, but you definitely feel very happy, and not content, but you actually feel really lucky with your situation. And so that's what's going on right now. I don't know if you've just met somebody or your long-term relationship is going really well, but you feel very fortunate in your situation. Now, what's crossing you, and this is really interesting, is what's crossing you is the Seven of Wands. And as you can see, it's someone up there trying to defend his position, not fighting, but trying to defend their position. And that really is a card of, you're really just defending. But at the same time, you have a vantage point over everybody. That this person is standing up on the hill. They can see everything that's going on around them, and they are actively and capably defending their position. So it really is a card that is, and wands are a fire energy, and you have 3 wands in your, so I don't know if you are involved with someone that has a lot of fire energy, and fires are Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries. So I don't know if that's your partner, or just your partner, if they're not actually, if their sun sign's not fire, it could definitely be their rising sign or their moon sign. So, but this is on an intellectual plane. This really, it's signifying like a lot of negotiations and discussions, bartering, a little competition. It also could mean success, though, because you're standing on the top and you have a vantage point over everybody. So I don't know if you guys are having a little bit of a tiff or a little bit of a fight, or you felt like maybe you're so happy in your relationship, but maybe they are feeling like they have to defend themselves all the time. And which is interesting, because if they are a fire sign, sometimes fire signs can get, sometimes they can kind of misread information and take it a little personally, and then they always feel like they're having to kind of defend themselves a little bit. And so this could very well be them. You may be perfectly happy, but they may be misreading situations a little bit, and it could be causing a little bit of problems in your relationship. So that's kind of interesting to see. Now, what's grounding the situation is the Two of Pentacles, and we have grounding of the situation and then crowning the situation. Now, grounding the situation is just kind of this undercurrent energy that is flowing. It's not filtering through and affecting everything, but it's just kind of this subtle feeling and energy that's just kind of underlying everything. And then the crowning position is a position that is definitely up on top, and it will be filtering down through everything within the situation. So they kind of have they take two different approaches. Each of these cards take 2 different approaches. So what's the underlying tone and the grounding of the situation? It's definitely a card of happiness and fun, lots of like recreation and activities, artsy type of stuff. It also is kind of somebody that is, you see big waves here, so there's kind of an ebb and flow of things. Nothing major is wrong. It's all very light and jovial, but there's waves, and you're kind of juggling stuff. So you could be really doing a lot of different things together. Maybe you're both really busy and you're trying to, you're feeling so great, but you're both kind of busy and you want to spend more time with each other. You could be juggling 2 people, although I don't really see that being the case. We'll see when we get up into these cards, but could be, but it's just a card of kind of juggling, and maybe there's a little bit of frustrations going on and causing a little bit of a trouble and agitation within the relationship, but nothing major. I don't think, because it's still a light energy. Now, what's crowning this situation is the Hierophant, and the Hierophant is another major arcana card, and this is really a card of like spirituality and not contemplation, but what am I trying to say? Like alliances and goodness and mercy. And by you saying those words, goodness and mercy, that's where I kind of tie in the spirituality of this, because it does mean, kind of multiple people and a calm feeling of inspiration. And it could also be a card of marriage and alliances, and that's a really good card, because I think you are having a really good time. You are feeling very fortunate, and that's a good energy. I think there's just, maybe you're just busy, and maybe some people are kind of getting offended that you're not spending time, or they're feeling like they have to kind of defend themselves a little bit, but it's not really major. It doesn't mean it won't cause problems. It just means that it's not major, and they could be taking it out of context. So just kind of keep that in mind as you communicate, and also just be there, be of service, and be good and happy. And I think you'll see how we'll see how it plays out. Now, in your recent past, we have the Sun. And the Sun is obviously, it's another major arcana. It's a beautiful card. And the Sun, make sure you can see the whole card. The Sun is just a warm energy of happiness and joyful activities, and you're just excited. It's fortunate situation. You're completely content with everything. It can be a card of marriage and union. Just all around happiness. So that is in your recent past. So you may be coming from a place of feeling like this, and that's why you feel so lucky. Now, obviously, we know in relationships, sometimes you have ebb and flow. There's always ebbs and flows, and there's good times and there's times that you just kind of need to take time out. So just keep that in mind, but you're coming from a really good place. Now, in your near future, we have the Six of Swords. And the Six of Swords is, first of all, swords are it's an air energy. And I'm not saying that you're dealing with two people and one is an air sign. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm saying that it's an air sign, and it's a very, air signs are very intellectual and in their head, and kind of contemplative, very smart. And so in your near future, you could be going in your head a little bit and trying to figure things out. And this card really represents a journey. So you could be going on a trip. You could be leaving kind of rough waters behind and going to clear, fresher waters, and just kind of clearing your head a little bit. Not that you're leaving a situation, but you could be going together. You could be going by yourself. It's kind of like a spiritual journey, in a sense that you kind of go to a place where you become enlightened about a situation or a problem, or like it helps kind of initiate the light bulb going off in your head. So you're just kind of moving over here for a while and figuring things out, or they may be going away for a while. Maybe I'm saying a lot of maybes here because you never know what the situation is exactly, but they could be feeling, or they could be feeling like they're defending themselves. So they're like, gosh, I am here and I am doing everything that I can be doing, and I'm feeling like I'm getting attacked, even though they very well may not be. So they're just going to go to a place and kind of reset. And so this could be you, or this could be them. Okay. This is definitely you, because Tauruses are earth signs and pentacles represent earth signs. So this is you juggling in a very light way a lot of information, a lot of things, a lot of messages, possibly people. You could be juggling a air sign and a fire sign. You very well could be juggling air sign and a fire sign, trying to figure out what's going on. And they are wanting all your attention, and they're like, I'm leaving because I'm not getting all your attention. But I don't know exactly what your situation is. But this was definitely you. Now, that's in your near future. In readings, in this Celtic Cross, these are my 2 favorite positions. And I'm not going to say this every month, but I'm saying this on all my videos now because I want you to know these are my 2 favorite positions, because they speak so much to social dynamics and dynamics within relationships. Now, the 6th position and the 7th position represent, 6th position represents how you feel about a situation. And it's very important to see the differences in how you're viewing the situation and how they are viewing the situation, because they're always different perspectives. And it's important to realize that they don't feel, or they don't always think the same way that you do about what's going on. So it's always important to realize that, so you don't jump to snap judgments and get all worried about something. So, and it's always nice to have some empathy and think that and understand that they may be feeling like they're having to defend themselves. And you're like, what? Come on, calm down. It's fine. What are you talking about? But you really need to look at and say, oh, they are feeling like I'm attacking them. I'm not, but maybe I need to change my approach a little bit. And that's what's so good about earth signs, is they're very grounded and in tune with that. And you definitely have the ability to make some adjustments in your approach and your communication to better the situation. Okay. So in the position of how you feel about the situation, we have the 9 of Wands. Now, this is interesting because that's a fire sign energy. And look, he's kind of guarded and he's worried and he's surrounded. Okay. So this is kind of a card of strength through opposition. It's like, if I am attacked, I'm prepared. I'm ready. There's going to be an onslaught. Okay. There could be some delay and some suspension in whatever's going on. So this is how you're viewing the situation. So you're ready to fight. You're just ready for whatever happens, whether it's a fight or a discussion or an argument, or you're ready and fully prepared. Now, this is how you view the situation. So you could be viewing them like this. You could be viewing them as somebody who is always ready to just come back at you with something. Like, they're always defending themselves. And so you're frustrated because you don't feel like you need to be prepared for something like that all the time, but they're just reacting to things like that. And if you are dealing with a fire sign, that makes perfect sense, because they are always ready for the attack. They're always ready to take action, and they jump at things very quickly and make very quick decisions, which are very good traits. But sometimes in social dynamics, it tends to cause issues because they think and process and act very differently than earth signs, which are very grounded and methodical, and they process and analyze. And if fire signs just act and jump and react. And so you could be viewing them as being exactly what they are doing, and it could be causing some problems. And you might be getting frustrated. They might be getting frustrated, and somebody might be going and taking a little bit of a time out and going on a journey to try to fix it. You may be going together. Say, hey, let's go on a trip. Especially if it's a new relationship, you guys could be getting offended all over the place, because when you're first starting to get to know somebody, that you're always a little hypersensitive to what are they doing, what are they feeling, why are they acting that way, and then also the same when in a long-term relationship, it's like you kind of get into these moments where you're kind of not fighting, but there's this tension all the time, and you're kind of defending yourselves all the time, and then this is you saying, calm down, it's fine, like, we're just figuring this out, we're just juggling this, like, let's communicate, let's figure this out, let's have a discussion. Now, in the 8th position, which is how they are viewing the situation, we have the Three of Wands, another fire sign, or another fire energy. Now, the Three of Wands is kind of it's an energy of establishment and strength, a lot of development and effort, discovery. So someone that's in control of their empire, and they're kind of standing up on this hill, and they're backed with their back is toward you, and they're just kind of overlooking the situation, and they're very proud of it. And if it is a fire sign or someone that has a lot of fire sign in their natal chart, makes sense, because fire signs are very proud of, when they work hard for something, they're very proud. They don't really take a very humble approach. They just like, yes, I did this. I worked hard for this, and I'm very proud of it. And I'm just going to stand here and look at what I have accomplished. And that's not bad. It's just different than how you do it. And what's funny is if you look at these cards here, you are looking right at, I think that you are viewing them as doing this. You're viewing them as being prepared, always ready for the fight, always ready to defend themselves, and kind of guarded. And you're looking right at each other. So they're looking at you saying, why aren't you taking this serious? Why I know we need to talk about this, so let's talk about it. And you're looking at them saying, stop being so guarded, calm down. Like, things are great. Things are great. Things have been great. What is the problem? What is going on? Calm down. And they're just kind of reacting and being a little feisty. And you're looking right at each other saying, what is going on? And then they're over here saying, things have been so great. We've worked so hard. We've been in such a good place. Like, I think they're kind of not overanalyzing, but they're standing over it, looking down, saying, we've worked really hard for this. We've had a lot of good times, and I'm proud of that. We need to be thankful for the relationships that we have, and not really, he's not turning his back to you. He's just overlooking. Okay. And I say he, but it could be man or woman. This is also a card of how other people are viewing the situation. So not just the one person we're talking about, but it's how everybody's looking in on the situation and viewing it. And they're all looking at it saying, there's been a lot of success here, and we need to be excited and proud about it, and just kind of contemplatively overlooking and looking down on everything that has been built and will be built. Very contemplative card. Now, the Three of Cups, you could be juggling lots of people. You very well could be. If you're single or starting something new, there could be multiple energies around here, because this card is your hopes and fears, this card, and it's the Three of Cups, and it is a cup. It is a water sign, water energy. Cups are water energies, but this is a card of joyful reunions and people and good times and camaraderie and excitement. So this is in your hopes and fears position. So I think you're just hoping that you guys can just come back together and just have a good time. Or you're also, if there's multiple people, you're just hoping that you're just going to step away from this situation for a second and just go be with your friends and have a good time, because you want to keep it light, because you're just so grounded. You just want to keep it light. And I'm not saying that you don't take things seriously. You do take things very seriously, but you just have a way about you of like I said, it's all in your approach. You have a way of just handling everything with a lot of maturity, and you're very good at managing yourself and your emotions and your communication. So I feel like they're the ones that are getting all flustered and not you, and you're trying to just manage it and keep it better and kind of just keep them grounded a little bit, which you're very good at doing. So you're hoping that you can just go back to all these good fun times that you're having with everybody. God, you can barely see them on the frame. Now, the final outcome is in the 10th position. That's the final outcome of the situation, and we have more cups, so we have some water energies, and that could just be indicative of sensitivity and thinking. So what we have here is the Four of Cups, and if you look, we have a person, and they're sitting with their back against the tree with their arms crossed, very guarded within themselves. They're kind of like, whatever, I'm just going to sit here. And we have all these beautiful cups right in front of them, and there's also like this spirit and energy just offering something to them, and they are not even seeing it. They're not even wanting to look at it. They're choosing to just look at the ground and be contemplative and kind of be in a place where they just aren't going to choose, and they're just deciding not to get excited about it, and they're just kind of taking it for granted. And so I'm not saying that somebody is taking it for the situation for granted or taking you for granted, but I'm just saying they're definitely taking some time and thinking, and this could be you, this could be them, this could be you both just deciding to just relax a little bit and not push so hard and just kind of let what happens without putting energy into it. So that's a really interesting outcome card because you have so many different energies, very strong in the fire energies. You're managing everything. There's a lot going on. Somebody's needing to clear their head a little bit, and they are. But there's also hope for good times and merriment, surrounded by friends and loved ones. And then you're kind of still with this time out. But you're also, if you look at where this card is placed, also looking down at this fortune. Maybe you're looking down at this fortune card saying, what is going on? We had everything. We have everything. Why are they getting so upset? Why are they so frustrated? We have everything. We've come from a very good place. It could be you thinking that. Why are they getting so worked up?